Hello and welcome back to DIY IT Department. In this session, we will be discussing Microsoft Windows updates. It is crucial for you to make sure that you're updating your operating system on a regular basis. There is a manual way to do that, and there is an automatic way to keep your updates running and installing, and we will show you that in just one moment. First, let's talk a little bit about Microsoft Windows updates. Microsoft actually communicates with your operating system, that would be Windows, and it actually pulls reports from your logs that says that there might be a bug in your operating system. Microsoft goes out and creates updates. Some of them are just small little security updates. Some of them can be as large as a service pack, which we'll talk to you about in just one moment. Now, you can update your computer on a regular basis or you can manually update it. We're going to go in and show you both, but let's get a little bit of education before we jump into it. A service pack, in short SP, is a collection of updates, fixes, or enhancements to a software program delivered in the form of a single installable package. Many companies, such as Microsoft or Autodesk, typically release a service pack when the number of individual patches to a given program reaches a certain limit. Installing a service pack is easier and less error-prone than installing a high number of patches individually, even more so when updating multiple computers over a network. Service packs are usually numbered and thus shortly referred to as SP1, SP2, SP3, etc. They may also bring, besides bug fixes, entirely new features as in the case of Service Pack 2 of Windows XP. Now that we've discussed what a service pack is, let's go over to Microsoft and let's take a look at the lifecycle fact sheet. This is the lifecycle fact sheet for the popular Windows update or Windows software programs or your version that you're running. The end of sale for Windows XP was October 22nd, 2010. Windows Vista end of sale is October 22nd, 2011. And of course, Windows 7, which is their current version, is to be determined. If we scroll on down the page, you'll notice that the end of support, this is meaning that they will no longer offer any software updates or anything else to fix any issues with the operating system. Windows XP Service Pack 3 is still running service updates and we'll be running it until April 8th, 2014. Windows Vista is Service Pack 2. They'll be running it until April 11th, 2017. And Windows 7 Service Pack 1, they'll be offering updates until January 14, 2020. Now, these dates could fluctuate, but this is what they are planning at this current time. Service packs right now, well, we've talked a little bit about Service Pack. Windows XP SP1, they stopped offering updates on that since October 10th, 2006. Windows XP Service Pack 2, it was July 13th, 2010. Windows XP Service Pack 3 is still available, as we found out up here that they'll be offering updates until April 8th, 2014. Now, with that being said, if you are on a Service Pack 1 or Service Pack 2 through Windows updates, you can update your Windows XP to Service Pack 3. We will show you that momentarily. Windows Vista SP1 Service Pack 1 is July 12th, 2011. Windows Vista SP2 is still available and will be available, of course, until April 11th, 2017. Windows Vista 7 SP1, which is currently available, and they will be offering updates until January 14th, 2020 on that. So you will also, on your Windows 7 SP1, you will also look for a Service Pack 2 update and a Service Pack 3 to come out, and you will update that through your Windows updates. So that pretty much gives you a little basic education of the updates and a Service Pack. So let's go on in and let's show you how to actually do an update. So first thing you're going to do is go to the Windows Updates. You can go to that screen by several different ways. You can go to Control Panel and you click on Windows Updates. Or you can go over to here and click all programs, scroll on down until you see Windows Updates, which is right here, Windows Update. Or you can actually type in your search bar, Windows Updates. And there is your Windows Update right there. So you can click on that. That's going to open up your window for your Windows Update. Now, if you notice that it says right here off of the main screen, it says Windows is up to date. Now, that is the last time, as of the last time that it checked for updates. Most recent check for updates was today at 4:37 p.m. Updates were installed, and this tells you the last date installed, and you received updates for Microsoft and other products for Microsoft updates. So if you come over here, you can click on check for updates, change the settings. So let's go in to change the settings real quick and talk about that. You can do automatic updates, install automatic updates. You can tell it what you wanted to do or when you wanted to check for updates, and install new updates every day at a certain time. You can recommended updates, give me recommended updates the same way I receive important updates. Who can install updates? Can all users on your computer install updates, or only the person that is the administrator? Microsoft update, give me updates for Microsoft products and check for new optional Microsoft software when I update Windows. And then software notifications, show me detailed notifications when new Microsoft software is available. So you do have those options that you can play around with. Let's go on back to the main window. Now, let's say that you have installed updates and you're having some issues with it. You can go over here to view update history, and it will pull up a history of all the updates that were installed and whether they were installed successfully, whether they were important or recommended update, and you can actually organize those on date. So if you were having an issue with your computer after a certain date, it might be some of the updates that were installed after that update. So you can go, if you would want to, you can go down here to installed updates, click on that. And this again is going to bring all the installed updates, and you can actually uninstall it right from this screen. So you can organize them again of date. So anything after, let's say I was having an issue sometime between this time period, you can go uninstall all these updates if you needed to, just by highlighting and clicking uninstall, or right clicking and saying uninstall, and it will uninstall an update. So let's go run a check right now. Let's go on back to the main window and for Microsoft Windows updates, and let's say check for updates. So it will take a few moments, up to 10-20 minutes for it to check for updates. It goes out on the internet, so it does need an internet connection to be able to check for updates. But if you be patient with it, it will eventually give us the outcome that we're looking for. Alright, as you can see, Windows Updates did find an update for us, and it says one important update is available. And on the Windows Extra Ultimate, we don't have any updates. So if you click Install Updates, or you can click here and we can look at the actual update. It'll tell you what the security update does or what the feature update does, and you can actually highlight the ones that you want to install and highlight the ones you don't want to install. So if we go back and we got one selected, you hit Install Update, and then it goes through the installation process of installing it. Now, after each update is installed, you want to restart your computer, and so that the Windows updates can finalize all of the updates that it is taken care of on your machine. And one other thing to note for you is that sometimes Windows is not able to go ahead and do an update until you've done some of the updates that it requires. So every time you restart your computer, go back into Windows Updates and go to check for updates and check for updates. Sometimes it won't tell you that it needs an update until the previous update has been installed and updated on your system. So that concludes our tutorial on Windows updates. If you need further support, please look down into the resource section of this video, and we will see you on the next video. We're going to be discussing restoral points and how you are able to utilize those. So we'll see you in our next session.